Okay, this is a short practical that we're going to do for medical terminologies. It is designed for eponyms. I will do a small demo. Those of you who participate in the physical lab will have done a physical lab of the medical terminologies lab session. We will be looking at 5 eponyms, and I will try and use the models as best as I can. We start from the top, and we're looking at the Stenson's duct. The Stenson's duct is the parotid gland duct. This is the parotid gland, and the duct, the Stenson's duct, runs along the zygomatic bone and opens opposite the second upper molar tooth. From the point of view of the models, one of the good models that we can use is this one, which has the mandible, the external auditory meatus, and the zygomatic arch. So the parotid gland lies in this area. The Stenson's duct, which is the salivary gland duct, runs just below the zygomatic arch. You can feel it on yourself. You should be able to feel it on yourself. This is my zygomatic arch. If I clench my teeth, the masseter is here. I run just beneath the zygomatic arch, and I can feel the Stenson's duct there. Okay, in the angle between the mandible and the masseter muscle. And if you rub it, you feel like a rope. Okay, so that's one, the Stenson's duct. The other duct that we'll see is the Wharton's duct. The Wharton's duct is below the floor of the mouth. So when I open my tongue like this, what you will see is the frenulum coming across this way, and then two punctum, an elevation on the frenulum, and then you will see the Wharton's duct. So it looks like a cross. The frenulum going up this way, and then two ducts going across this way, and a punctum. Take a look again. So the two ducts on point, the Wharton's duct is coming from the sides, and the punctum are right coming out just along the frenulum. The frenulum is the string-like thing in the center. You can look again. Okay, so that is the area for the Wharton's duct. The next thing that we require to see is the manubrium. The manubrium can be felt on yourself, but because I'm dressed, it may be more difficult. So I've used my friend here, the model, the skeleton, to help you see where the manubrium is. You would feel on yourself the suprasternal notch, which is this area, and then come down, climb down. The point of immediate elevation, this is the sternal angle of Louis. It represents the second rib and lies directly opposite the fourth vertebrae. So you feel on yourself the suprasternal notch, climb down the manubrium of the sternum, and this elevation is the sternal angle of Louis. So that leaves us now to the fourth item that we want to look at, which is the distal tubercle of Lister. The tubercle of Lister can best be demonstrated on the bones, and here it is here, this area. It can be felt in the superficial anatomy. The arms are the radius and the ulna, so it's the distal radius. There's a little pointed area which is called the styloid. This prominence here is called the tubercle of Lister. On the hand, in a thin person, when you extend your thumb, a triangle forms here, where elderly women take their snuff, which is crushed tobacco, into the nose, and it's triangular in appearance. And then at the bottom there is where you have the distal tubercle of Lister. So a triangle is created in a very thin person between the tendons that go to the thumb. And this triangular structure, muscular structure, is called the snuff box. At the base of it is where we get the tubercle or blister. So that's the fourth eponym that we need to remember or be aware of or write about. And then finally, we have the Guyon's canal. If you look at the wrist, or my wrist, like this, you will be able, on the thumb side, to palpate the radial artery. Okay? And on the ulnar side, to palpate the ulnar artery. And then you have these creases, the distal wrist crease and the proximal wrist crease. Where you can palpate the ulnar artery, alongside with it runs the ulnar nerve. And that tunnel, that muscular tunnel in which they run, is called the Guyon's canal. So that's essentially the practical for the terminologies. So what you are to do is to draw these 4 areas, identify them on yourself, write a brief report based on the lab that is attached, and you hand it in. Make sure you have a title page, and if you have any references, do the reference section as well. Thank you very much, and have a good time with the practical. Thank you. Bye.